Hey guys, Mauro here. We're gonna go through another session of rapid fire tips where I give you several tips about different, it could be the forehand, the backhand, the volley. It could be some mental stuff as well as some strategy for your game. And well, let's just go ahead and start. And tip number one that I have for you guys today, it's what to do when you're struggling in the match. When you're finding yourself sometimes not playing very well behind in the score, you're trying to catch up and you just can't, trying to break the serve, trying to win your serve, and you just can't. And one thing that I can tell you about the struggling factor, is that many times people expect. Every time I give a tip, I do research about it on the internet, and I like to go into books and stuff. And on tips that I give you about a strategy or psychology, let's say, I really love to research that stuff. It's stuff that I have. It's been almost 8 years that I got really involved in the psychological and strategy tips, but a lot of mostly psychological stuff and technical. And one thing that I can tell you is when we're struggling, a lot of people think that, oh, I'm probably gonna find something like a magic tip or advice if I read this book from a professional NBA player or something like that. And the truth is that one thing that I found out is that there is no magic potion, there is no magic word, there is nothing. All of them, they go pretty much to the same thing, guys. You're struggling, just hang in there, try different game plans. You never know when a window of opportunity will open. It's just keep on fighting. You just gotta keep trying different stuff. Many times we're playing a guy that he's in the zone. The guy's playing very well, and sometimes we're not playing bad. The guy's just doing too well, So we try different stuff, Sometimes we overdo it. That's one thing that you don't want to do. Once you overdo it, you're getting out of the zone where you have control of your game. When you start hitting harder the forehand, or you start going for more on the serve. You can try a little more, but don't try so much that you feel that you're gonna notice right away when you don't have control of it. When you don't have control of it, even if it starts working, you're not used to that. So you're not gonna be able to keep it up. So you gotta go for different plans and don't overdo it. You gotta keep going. A lot of guys, when they're on the zone, they can be playing real well for the first set and the first 3, 4, 5 games of the second set, and all of a sudden you just get a window of opportunity to break the guy, or the guy gets nervous, or something happens that you just get that little chance that the guy he gets off his zone, and that's when you can take the opportunity. So the best thing you can do, guys, is just keep on fighting. You just try to hang in there, even though sometimes it looks like it's worthless and it's useless. But you never know. You never know when the guy, when he's gonna crack, when he's gonna go back to being his real his real self, the real player that he is. He's probably up here, but he's not that kind of player. He's more down here. So you just gotta stick to it. You just gotta stick to it and say, okay, you know what? I just gotta keep on fighting and wait for your chance. All right. Let's move on to tip number 2. Between points, time is to focus on breathing and relax. Not overthink. Learn, let go, move on. Yeah, very important. Between points is where we lose the matches or win between points, pretty much. That's when our head starts going through either staying calm and we're playing well and we're not overthinking and we're not overdoing stuff, or we're overthinking and we're doing too much. And that's when we start, it's between points, that's when we start getting a lot of things in our heads and going back to the old memories and thinking, oh, and what if, and I should have in this game and that couple of games, when I had that break point, I should have taken it. See, that's when all our demons start showing up. So you gotta really pay attention. Between the points, we only have 24, 25 seconds, guys. Remember, if you want to be a tennis player, I have mentioned this before in several videos. You want to be a tennis player, you got to remember, you got to master the art of letting go. Meaning, you finish a point, you only have 25 seconds to recover for the next one. Not only to recover, to be on fire, to be ready for the next one. So the one thing you got to focus is right away when you finish a point, the next 4, at the most 5 seconds, that's when you just process. Okay, what happened in the point? What went wrong, or what did I do well? So you just, that's why I say, in those 5 seconds is you learn, you let go, and then you move on to the next one. Okay, and the next 20 seconds, you want to try to use the last 20 seconds, focus on your breathing. That's how you're not gonna let your mind go. That's how you're not gonna let your mind just wander around and thinking and what if and I'm playing horrible and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, whatever. You know, focus on your breathing. Slow down your heart rate, guys. That's how. It's a scientific proof. It's no magic. It's not, you know, an esoteric thing. The easiest way to calm down mentally and physically is focus on your breathing. You just gotta focus on your breathing. You guys pay attention to that. You gotta be ready. That's what's gonna calm you down and get ready for the next point. So remember, the first 4 or 5 seconds, that's only learn, let go, move on. And then the rest, before you start a point, you just gotta focus on the breathing. Don't think about nothing. Just completely focus on your breathing in and breathing out. All right, guys. Okay. Let's move on to tip number 3. The importance of winning the first point in games and tiebreak. I cannot emphasize enough on this. The importance of winning the first point when you're serving or when the other guy is serving. When you're serving, you know, of course, winning the first point, it always gives you an edge because the other guy knows that if he misses the next point, he's 30 love down. 30 love down for everybody's pressure. That's already a lot of pressure. 30 love for anybody that is serving, that gives you a lot of confidence because you know 30 love, well, the next serve I can probably go for a flat booming serve. You know, I can risk for a kind of serve that I wouldn't go if I'm 15-0 or if I'm 15-30. See, so it's super important. The first point, guys. If the other guy is serving, you win the first point. You win the first point when the other guy is serving, and you can even lose the next 2. You still, if you're 30-15 down, but you just 1 point. You just 1 point behind. So if you win, if you win the first one, the other guy is serving, and then you lose the next 2, you're 30-15 down, and you happen to win the next one, it's 30-0. We all know once we're 30-0, for anybody, 30-0 serving, that's pressure. You know you need the next point. So 30-0, you're gonna put a lot of pressure on the other guy. You know, that's one of the hidden things that a lot of people don't recognize. They don't really pay a lot of attention to that. You know how important it can be winning that first point. In the tiebreak, it's the same thing. You win the first point, you can even lose the next 3. You know, but just having 1 point ahead. You know, if you win the next one, you're 2-0. That's 2-0 down. You start feeling the stress. You start feeling like, oh, this is not good. I better do something. You know, so that's how important. Doesn't look like, but you win the first point. If you win the first point in the tiebreak, you can lose the next 2, but you still just 1 behind. You can even lose the next 3 points, and you're still 2 points behind. You know, but it's very different. You know, it's very different when we start losing the first point, and then if we lose the next one, either in tie break or games, you know, 15 love or tie break 1-0, 2-0, it's just a start, you know, piling up on you. So pay attention. That first point is vital. That is a strategy can actually make you know, you can make the other guy crack under pressure. Just paying attention to that, guys. Okay, let's move on to tip number 4, what I call the calf curls. Calf curls. Beware of the short below the knee shots. Pay attention to the ground stroke technique. Okay, calf curls is the shots. Those are the shots that I see plenty. Sorry, I see plenty of people missing those. Calf shots. Those are the ones below the knee that a lot of people miss. Sometimes they overdo it and go too long, or they just don't pick it up enough, don't put enough spin, and they just hit the net. So one thing that you have to pay attention is that those shots, especially when the shot is short, it's low and it's close to the service line. So that's not an easy shot. You gotta have very good technique. You gotta make sure you gotta make sure you're gonna really get down there with your knees and keep your back straight. You don't wanna bend over. You don't wanna bend over and just like kind of shoveling the ball. I would say that the most problems that I see with people that miss it is that they don't brush the ball enough, you know, they don't get low enough. They get low with their legs together. You don't get that low. You gotta open that compass more, forehands or backhands. You gotta really get low. Low balls, you gotta make contact with the racket as much as you can, paddle it to the ground. You cannot go like that. You're not gonna put any spin on it. So you really wanna pay attention to those shots hitting. Another thing, a lot of people hit those shots and they swing, they start from up here and they end up here too. Low balls, you gotta start lower and you gotta finish a little lower as well. You don't wanna go hit here and finish up here. You're gonna be more prone to miss hit. Same on the backhand. And one thing that you really wanna pay attention is that shot, instead of hitting so much forward where you're not even gonna be able to put a lot of spin, you really want to feel that racket, instead of going that way, see, too much forward, you want to go a little more, and that racket is going to go up. You hit it, and instead of keeping it closer going forward, you really want to focus on the doorknob. You're going to feel more that you hit it, and that racket is going to finish closer to you and finishing more this way, instead of closing it that way and going forward. That's a shot that you hit at the net. You gotta, the thing, number one thing you gotta do is you gotta slow it down. You gotta slow it down. That, I would say, that's the most common mistake that I see on people. They get to those shots, boom, and they miss, hit the net. I mean, it's absurd the kind of speed that I see people trying to hit those shots. You know, even Nadal that is really good at those shots. The guy in Mexico, he puts tons of speed. I mean, of spin on the ball. So you really want to pay attention the calf curves, those shots that are from the knee and below. That racket, you don't want to go too much like that. It's gonna go a little shorter, swing more like this instead of so long and going through the ball. And that racket is gonna finish a little more shorter, closer to you, and brushing here instead of letting it go that way and closing the racket. That's the one that is gonna hit the net, guys. All right, team number 5. Okay. Early in the match, hit a serve down the middle and pay attention to where your opponent moved. When you're warming up, it's good to hit a serve toward. If the guy's hitting, sometimes they hit it that your returns of serves, and once they're done serving, hit some serve towards his body and see where he moves. That's gonna hit that's many times that's gonna give you a pretty good idea what the guy. What he prefers, what his weapon, you know. Some people move to the forehand, some people move to the backhand, you know. They're usually gonna move to the side that they feel more confident hitting that shot. So that can help you before starting the match. Okay, when he's volleying, when the guy moves to the net, many times the guy comes to the net, oh, I'm gonna show the guy I can hit it, boom, 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 and you go hard. Make the guy volley low. Go slow up here, go easy, three-quarter, speed, half a speed or so, and then go with top spin. Make the guy volley low. This down here, that's where the guys, are gonna show you if they can volley. Low balls. Up here, anybody can volley. Not anybody, but most people. But most people can volley here. But if you really want to find out if the guy is good volleying, you gotta make him pick up balls here, and you're gonna notice it on the technique. You're gonna notice right away the guy can pick it up there. All right. When he's warming up, and hitting lobs, same thing. Go for high lobs. No, don't go for the very easy one. No, go a little higher than usual. And see how the guy moves. See how good is his timing. See if he's solid hitting. So those are the kind of things that you want to pay attention when you're warming up, that can give you an idea about the guy's mobility, the guy's technique, which side he's solid, which side he's weaker, which is his strength, and stuff like that. So, all right. Well, guys, I hope it helps. Give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and, well, just remember, go out there, stay centered, be bold, and be perseverant. See you next time.